Hello YouTube! We are back here at the Boonville County Fair. Hope you come with us. We're going to have an exciting episode. Lots of fair stuff going on. I'm going to show it to you this week. Alright, today we've got a bit of a rainy day. Not a whole lot going on here. Just kind of quiet. A few people in and around, but not too much really. And it is again rainy outside, wet and cold, and it's kind of how it goes. Boonville Fair very often is just kind of wetter, a little colder, and it's pretty common. You get a lot of the rain. So here's the setup this year. Got our couch as always, got our front table over here, and of course we got my pen table over there, my favorite old banner. Anyways, not a whole lot to see here today. It's kind of quiet, kind of rainy. Got my sweatshirt on, staying warm. It is not terribly cold, but we're in the 60s, so if you're sitting around at the fair, it's a little chilly, but not bad, could be worse. So right out in front of me here, we've got a food vendor, and he is always busy here. So I'll just do a little time lapse, do a little people watching here as they walk by. So that gives you a little insight into what it's being like here at the fair. People walking by, always conversations that are interesting, and lots of fun people watching here. That's the fair. Alright, hello YouTube. It has been another kind of crazy busy day for me. I have been in the office today. In between fairs, on my days that I'm not at fairs, I am in the office getting stuff done. I always have a ton of paperwork to catch up on, stones to order from any sales that I made the week before and that kind of stuff. Also, we got rid of a stone back here that was part of my display in here. I helped Dad take that out earlier today. That's going to be going to Franklin County Fair. So just a holiday, getting papers made and done, and making sure everything's ready to go for the next week of fairs. And on this particular day, I have to get 2 weeks ready because I don't have any break between this week and next week's fairs. Because one fair starts tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the 3rd of August, and the next one starts on this Friday, and they both run simultaneously for a couple days. So it's always a little crazy, always a little busy, but we make it through. We're basically halfway almost. Right now, I think tomorrow or the next day is halfway through the fair season for us. So we're getting close. So it feels good to be getting stuff done. I've got basically everything done now. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock almost, and we are ready to head home for the night and see the kiddos. If I'm lucky, I'll catch them before they are off to bed.
Noodles, noodles, noodles.
This is what a monument man comes home to. You just never know. So this is what happens when you show up to the fair a couple hours before you're supposed to be in the vendor building. There is nobody else here. Got here this morning, and as I was walking in, I was like, man, it is awfully quiet. And got to my building, and the door here was closed, the main door. The side door was open, so I was able to get in and at least start getting stuff ready for the day. But apparently I am here early, and so not much going on here. It's very, very quiet, but that's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. So we'll start getting stuff set up and ready. It's the first day, so there's plenty to do, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do while I'm waiting for the next few hours for people to start showing up. So that is the end of the day here at the fair. It was a good day. Ended up selling 2 stones today, sold 2 pens, So happy day for me here at the fair. It is time to head home. It is almost 10 o'clock, about 9:45 I think, so we're out of here. And just like that, we are back to the car and we are out of here. We'll see ya. So a few months ago, we remember that I had a couple pieces of granite that we opened up and both were damaged in the bottom right hand corner. Finally, those pieces came in, took about a month and a half, almost 2 months, and they are here. We were ready to work on them. I was going to do it this morning, and I worked on it, but my audio was really bad, so I'm going to do voiceover for you guys so you can kind of hear what I did and you'll be able to see. So I had to first go grab a new roll of stencil because the stencil was gone on the cutter. And unfortunately, this is my very last box of 3M stencil. And 3M is by far my favorite. There is other brands, but I really like that 3M. So I miss having that. So I take and cut the stencil and get it out of its case. The boxes that the stencil comes in are the perfect size for using. We use it in between stones when we're taking them on the truck, and we put them right up next to each other with just a layer of cardboard in between, and those are the absolute perfect size for that. So we'll put it back here and set it aside for use later. I have to pull the cutter out and kind of get it situated on there and get it lined up. Getting a new roll of stencil all lined up on the cutter is always a little bit of a pain. It's very important though, as you will see later. So anytime you put a new roll of stencil onto the cutter, you have to do a test cut to make sure that it is cutting at the proper depth, because there's slight variation in every single roll of stencil. It takes a few times to get it and get it at the correct depth. Once the cutting depth is all set, then we are ready to go ahead and start actually cutting the stencil out. So I have to pull it up on the computer here and then send it to the cutter and let it cut. All right, we got that cut, and now we'll take it out, get it put on the stone here. Got the stone sitting here ready to go. So we'll set you up. You can watch me get her put on there. I normally wouldn't set it up with it vertical like this, but the truck is not here this morning. It's probably up at Dad's. He probably just didn't bring it back down. So I'm going to put it on. You can do it when it's vertical. It's a little harder, but I can do it. It's not a big deal. So here we go. And here is where the story gets tragic. I get the stencil all put on, and that's not too bad. We're good to go on there. But while I was peeling out the stone, I did not realize that the stencil had messed up when it was cutting. I had kind of seen it earlier, and I meant to double check it, but I did not double check it. And you'll see when I peel this name here, that J is way lower than the first name, and so I did not realize this. I got it all done, all prepped, and I sandblasted it, unfortunately, like this, and the stone was ruined. So that's the first time I've ever turned a stone like that by hand, just swiveling it on the rollers. It worked pretty good. Glad I don't have to do it every time. It's a little nerve-wracking, but without the truck here, that was the only way to continue on in the process. So we got her done, no problem. So I got the stone all blasted. Again, you can see that J is too low, and I just didn't realize it until Dad saw it later, and I was devastated. It's hard when you're working hard on a project and you get everything and you think you have it all right and it's not. Man, was I bummed. And it's just the way it goes sometimes. It's part of the business. Sometimes you get things done right, sometimes things get messed up. It's how it goes, and life goes on. Thank you guys for coming and joining us for this episode of the Gravestone Pros at North Country Memorials. Super excited that you're along for the ride. Love seeing all the new subscribers. They keep pouring in, which is super fun. Do all the stuff for us. You gotta like the video, you gotta subscribe, you gotta hit the like button, do all the things, guys, and we will see you next time.